Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this new update on Bitcoin. And first of all, I must say that despite yesterday we had this sudden drop, the situation is still remaining the same. We are pretty much neutral. We can go either up or down. It's 50-50. Nobody knows where. Despite of that, I need to tell you about the existence and appearance of important levels and zones which are in front of us because we are quite low. Well, first of all, of course, as you may know, we had an almost perfect bounce from this trend line which you can draw from previous lows, and now we had the third touch of this trend line, so it's pretty much reliable right now. And of course, at some point we may continue to consolidate within this triangle, and maybe even you can extend it much longer, and then we have a much more room to oscillate within this area. But on the other hand, here below $9,000 there is so many orders, limit buys and also stop orders for limits for longs which were open within this triangle somewhere. So it's really reasonable to go there and see where is the liquidity, where the market is looking at to go down or up. This is the zone of the decision making. But to go there, it's very tricky. First of all, we need to look at the daily time frame on our moving averages. And when our 100 days moving average was broken with this sudden drop, we have only 128 moving average anywhere close to our price, and this is very important moving average because it played as a support so many times before in the previous market history, so you can expect that that would be the touch, and this actually worked exactly like a sudden touch, a sharp move to this moving average and then pull back. So if we will have the rise within a couple of days for like $500, $600, maybe more, then you would expect that this is maybe really the same case as we had in history when we had a pullback from this moving average, and then we can go up. Although you should see that there's not so much volume right now, so we need to confirm it with the volume, of course. Second thing is the Bollinger Bands. Right now on the daily time frame we are at the edge of the Bollinger Bands, the lower band, and it was a reversal point before for many corrections, although here we actually pinned it quite a lot. But here, for example, and the previous one and many other cases when this worked as a reversal point, so now we are very close to it. We actually had a drop below it, but with a wick of the candle, so we can expect that we will return sooner than later to somewhere at the middle where the baseline is. But again, at this point, this is a very risky, very uncertain situation. Moreover, on a weekly time frame with the same Bollinger Bands, what we have is that the baseline of the weekly Bollinger Bands is right now at $9,000, well, a little bit above that, and this also served as a very strong support level through the whole history of Bitcoin price action, especially 17th and 16th year. So we reversed from the point of where the price touched this baseline 7 times, and only 2, well, maybe 3 times if you will count this one, price actually dropped below this baseline. And of course, it's hard to tell whether it will be the same right now or we will make something like this, like we will not drop below that. So in any case, it's very clear that we are somewhere at the point of where the decision making will happen. And not only that, on a weekly time frame we also have our 21 EMA, which is also in principle very close to Bollinger Bands baseline, and it is very close to $9,000 as well. So you can see how many zones, how many levels are concentrated within this area. And actually, if you also draw Fibonacci retracement map over here from the top at $20,000 to the bottom at $3,000, then you would see that we are around 38.2% level. So this is another kind of a reason to stop here and make a break to decide whether we need to go lower or not. So finally, from my standpoint, I mean, although it is really like 50-50 whether we'll go up or down, but what I would like to point out is that even within this correction, we have kind of a fractal. For example, if you look at this point at $13,000, we had a sharp drop here. Then we had a fast, quick pullback, and then we gradually declining down, with one more sharp move to the downside, followed by kind of a flat region, and then we moved up. Now here we have very similar situation. So we had a very sharp decrease in price here, also a sharp correction to the upside, then decline of this lower, followed by another sharp drop and consolidating within this area. So you just may expect that kind of this pattern will continue, and then we'll see another move to the upside, $10,000, maybe higher. And indeed, since we had this drop recently, apparently there are not so many long positions open because people got liquidated already. And instead of going down to make profits for the short positions open recently, it's better probably to go up to liquidate them in turn. Although, of course, it could be a temporal move. But in any way, this is my opinion, not a financial advice, guys. And we'll see how this will evolve in the next few days or maybe weeks, it depends. Or we really could go sideways for a month or even more. And in my personal opinion, I think that still we are just in a correction, and if we'll go below $9,000, then even the SOPR indicator will be below 1, which actually had recently a small dip below 1 when we had this drop, and now it probably returned above 1. But if we'll hold below it, it would mean that the whole bull movement from December is over, and now we are having the bear market once again, or at least a short-term bear market, which I think is very unlikely, or at least less likely than continuation of the uptrend. But from me, that is it for today. I hope that it was useful. Thank you for watching.